actually going on. And then when they actually learn and find out, then people say, vote him out, get out of here, we're done with you, it's over, the party's over. But it's not, you know, it's about our values and our principles, and it's about honor, and it's about integrity, and that's what we need in our next U.S. Senator, and that's why I'm running. So, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm going to take a drink.
Maybe, would everybody like a couple minutes break, and then we can come back for a question and answer segment?
Sure.
Quick question. I concur with some of your thoughts relative to our incumbent senator.
Yes.
And I'm glad that somebody is stepping up again. I don't know how you're like David and Goliath, though, I think. I mean, I don't know how you are going to be able to beat that, what do you call it, establishment?
Well, do you know, there's been stranger things that have happened, and to your question at point, when there were 10 people running, no one even considered me as being on the map. There were other people that even had people had buses that were, you know, had their name all over the bus and all of this stuff, and they got less than 1% of the vote, and they had thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, even more than I had, but I beat them. And it shows that when the people are informed, and even, you know, sometimes I can't even explain to you how all of this happens, but what we've seen in this nation too, is a movement of the people, that people are going, I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to find out, and I'm going to make my voice heard, and we're going to have a change here. And it's been, you know, I mean, it's been good, bad, and ugly, but sometimes things have to get ugly. The revolution was ugly. And I reminded people too that during the American Revolution, we like to think that you go back, history proves it out, that there was only about 9% of the population that actually wanted to break off from Great Britain, and 9% is a really small number. But think about how that escalated and how that happened, and we won. You know, against all odds, we won. And so we broke off from Great Britain and became our own nation, and this is possible too in this U.S. Senate race.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yes.
Yes. One thing that I am concerned about is the fact that we should have 2 Republican senators in Missouri. Because of Aiken, we only have 1. And I know Roy Blunt, but I'm just getting to know you. And I just wonder, how would you answer that question with rape and legitimate rape? How would you answer that question that got Aiken?
I read Todd Aiken's book, and that's a very good question. I'm glad that you asked it. I read Todd Aiken's book, and I actually worked on his campaign, so I know a little bit more of what was going on behind the scenes there. But if you read his book, I think it's called Breaking Through.
Okay.
We hear a lot of things on the media, and we hear, oh, so-and-so said this. If you actually go back to listen to what Todd Aiken said, and I believe it was wrong. He admitted it was wrong, and I don't know where he got that thought. But it was wrong. He apologized for it. But what happened is that the party, the establishment, did not want him in the first place because he's very conservative. And we've seen this with the Tea Parties and other things, that they stamp people out. So they actually got on board. Now think about the Democrats and all of their wrongdoing. I don't care what these people do. Their party stands with them. And when they are immorally wrong, they stand with them. The party got over with the Democrats and just totally destroyed Todd Aiken. They actually took out of context and started to lie about what was said and broadcast that on the media, which was total propaganda. So they destroyed the election themselves with regard to Todd Aiken, because they didn't want them, and the fault relies on them because they didn't want him so bad that they were willing to give it to Claire McCaskill.
But
I think that's really
I guess that doesn't really, are you pro-life, and do you have any exceptions to, and what are they, and what are...
Do you know, I am pro-life, and I do not have exceptions with abortion, because I believe that abortion is murder. So there are other opportunities that you can put the child up for adoption, because think about it, I have a biblical worldview, and the biblical worldview is that God knew you before you were ever in your mother's womb. Okay, so that goes with all the tests, whatever man is able to do. So if there's a child coming and God knew about this child, even if it's through rape or some other horrible, that is terrible. But to kill that child because someone was committed a crime against, that I don't think that that solves the problem. So I believe that that person should put the child up for adoption and then go on with their lives. But what we've got to do is we've got to stop making abortion mainstream.